How you doing? Stephen Lee, System Unfiltered, Richie Ng.
Richie Ng.
So I want to go over one thing because Richie here doesn't follow current events, right? He doesn't really watch the news and stuff. So to follow up on Daniel Penny, he's the subway guy, the one that choked out the street performer and killed him.
Oh.
That was charged for manslaughter and stuff, and negligent homicide and everything.
This was a while back, right?
Yeah, this is a while back.
Okay.
There's an ex-Marine guy.
Oh, the white dude that choked out the black dude in the train.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had a hung jury, meaning the jury wasn't able to decide if he was guilty or not. So he ends up being not guilty, right? And his case is dismissed because there's no double jeopardy action. You can't recharge somebody for the same thing, for the same crime over again. So what the DA tried to do was the top charge was a hung jury. So the DA tried to separate the charges after by dropping one of the charges so they could bring him back on those charges. But that didn't fly because they're like, nah, you can't do that, right? It's the Manhattan DA. They try all types of stuff. But
Tell me about it, Manhattan DA.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I personally think it's a good thing, all right, that he won that trial because his intent wasn't there for me. Like, I don't think he meant to kill anybody, right? Did he go overboard by choking him out and the guy dying? Yeah, he went a little overboard, right? Or a lot overboard, actually. And am I sympathetic towards the family that lost somebody? Yeah, of course, and sympathetic to the guy who lost his life, right? But unfortunately, you go on a train high and you're like threatening people, you're gonna, hopefully I would like to see somebody like Daniel Penny keep other people safe on the train, right? Because me and you, if we on a train, we can handle ourselves, right? I'm fucking 6'4", you know what I mean? How tall are you? Like 5'10"? 5'9"?
No. 5'9", yeah.
Okay, but you know what I mean? You're in shape, you know what I mean? You know how to handle yourself, right? Mm-hmm. You have street smarts. I have street smarts from, growing up in Brooklyn and working and stuff like that. And we can handle ourselves. But unfortunately, our loved ones, right? Like if my daughter's on a train or stuff like that, I would want somebody like Daniel Penny on the train. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I got mixed feelings about that.
Okay.
Sure, I want somebody to be able to watch over my family members if they're in a dangerous situation. But at the same time, you can't give a green light to vigilantism or whatever it's called.
Right.
Like everybody's gonna start taking the law into their own hands. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, I felt my life was in danger. That's why I choked him out. I felt my life was in danger. That's why I threw him on the train tracks. I felt my life was in danger. That's why I pushed him in front of this speeding train.
Yeah,
like,
but that's like people.
You got police to do that job, do those type of jobs.
Right, but the police is not there, and the police are not doing their job. And on top of that, those are people that take advantage of the self-defense, like spiel, right?
Yeah.
I think, this guy legit did not have the intention to kill anybody.
He's a trained Marine, right?
He's trained Marine.
He's trained.
Okay, but you got to take that with a grain of salt, right? Because just because you're trained doesn't mean you actually used it in combat before, doesn't mean that you actually used that training before, right? And you don't know the real results of that training. Meaning, all right, so like NYPD, we're trained to be snipers. Like if you take heavy weapons training, stuff like that, you're trained with the M4, right? You're trained to blast the M4, which is an AR, right? Mm-hmm. You're trained to shoot the AR on full automatic, and stuff like that. Doesn't mean you're gonna go around doing it, right? Because let's say, God forbid,
but you have experience doing it, so you know what to expect. You know the
on
recoil, but you know the recoil, you know the kick, you know the hole it puts in that target.
Right.
So
but do Marines choke people out? I mean,
of course.
Really?
Aren't the Marines part of the MPs? Are the Marines? Are they in the same division? The Marines are the leathernecks, right?
I don't know. I'm not military. I don't know.
Okay. Well, to my knowledge, the Marines they're very hands-on. They're like the ground troops, the So they know what they're doing with their hands. I mean,
I don't know if you could safely assume that. I don't know if you can safely assume that. Because just because you've been a Marine doesn't mean you automatically have these traits.
no, you don't. But you have more of those traits than a
Average citizen.
than an average citizen, than a high street
Because you
performer.
have some kind of training.
You have some
yeah.
type of training. You have more training than that street performer.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, a high street performer at that. I mean, how did they know he was high in K2? Autopsy.
I think the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See,
And I think the autopsy also revealed that it's because of those other underlying health factors, the reason why the person ended up losing their life. You know?
well, you could lose.
So-
You could lose your life just smoking deuce K2.
Oh, I didn't know that. Can you?
Yeah, hell yeah. In there, K2.
Do they have K2 in prison?
Hell yeah, K2
Really?
is big in prison because they can't test it in your urine in there.
So how do they get that shit in there? Like up the people's asses, like in the movie?
No.
Like they put it in the balloon, they shove it up their ass. and
They have ways to do it.
Yeah?
They have ways to do it, and it's in there in abundance. You
So
know?
what how is it mostly that COs bring it in for the prisoners, or like how?
That's very rare. Like people escalate the numbers, saying, "Oh, majority of the drugs is by CO."
Right.
It's really not. You know,
So how does it get in
maybe
there?
like 10%.
Okay, so majority, how does it get in there?
smuggled, one way. Where
By
there's a will,
by
there's a way.
visitors?
Where there's a will, there's a way. You know, let's just put it this way: New York State stopped letting us get our own mail.
Okay.
When people used to write to us,
Right.
they Xerox it and
they
give you a copy.
They give you a photocopy.
Yeah.
That's
They-
because they like people that usually send books. Like you can't get books anymore neither. Like me,
no, you can get books. You can get
I
books.
couldn't get, like they took away my books from Rikers. Like people that gave me, when I went to Rikers,
You have books.
I had books. Somebody sent me some books,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think it was it was Machiavelli and stuff like that, right? People sent me some of those books. So, but then when I transferred to Westchester, they took the books away.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. Upstate, you can have books.
Okay.
You can have mash
So
stuff.
people don't lace like the pages with acid and stuff like that.
That's why they stopped doing it.
Right.
And they was doing that with Deuce, with K2, right on the paper.
Oh, it's not a tobacco looking thing. It's a chemical.
It's a chemical. You can spray it on tobacco. You can spray it on paper, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you smoke too much of it, you go into what they call an epi. An epi is short for an episode. Like I seen this one dude. We was in the yard, and he was like crawling on the floor, like he's in the military.
What?
And I was like, "Yo, homie, what's up? What's good?" He's like, "Yo, you don't see the Germans? The Germans are coming. The Germans are coming." I'm like, "The Germans are coming."
Damn, it's bad like that.
And he was, yeah. And I seen dudes strip butt ass naked down to their drawers and try to climb the fence in 5 Points. Like 5 Points, they have like small yard within the big yard, and they have like little fences that separate one side.
Is 5 Points a maximum security?
Yes, max.
Okay.
It's maxi, super max.
Your mic.
Super max. The super max. It's such a super max that you have your own shower in your cell. You have your own rec pen in your cell. So if they don't want to let you out your cell ever, you don't never have to come out.
I kind of like that.
Oh my God! Hell no! Hell no! I don't want to get locked down. I need to move around. But anyway,
Okay.
back to Penny. Right? I don't feel like. I don't know, man.
You think this guy should have done jail time?
A little bit. And you know, I'm
much jail time? How
I'm
much jail time?
anti-prison. I'm anti-prison, but there has to be some type of repercussion.
Right.
You know?
So how much jail time do you think
What-
this guy should have got?
Even if it's not jail time, it shouldn't be outright dismissed. You shouldn't set a precedent that it's okay to it's like
Right.
another Bernard. You remember back in the
Right.
80s, Bernard Getz? He was on the train and he had a gun on him and he was just sitting in the train, going nowhere, waiting to be robbed. He was a Jewish older man. And then these 3 black kids tried to rob him, and he shot him. He was just sitting there laying, waiting to do that. Bernard Getz, I think it happened in 86. 86, yeah. 86, 87, around there. And it was a big thing.
And what happened to him?
He didn't get no time.
He didn't get no time.
He didn't get no time.
All right. I don't think this guy should have got jail time.
Okay, maybe not jail time, but house
community
arrest.
affairs or something. Talk to kids or talk to
Community
people.
service.
Right. Talk
Something.
to other people.
Yeah.
And share his experience out there and be like, look, this is what I did.
And why it is wrong.
Right.
It is wrong to take another person's life.
Right. Like how he didn't intend to do it. Like, you know, like what was his feelings when he did it. How he made that mistake. So other people could learn from that.
Exactly.
Right.
I 100%. I don't agree with you often, but I 100% agree with that.
The only reason why I feel this way now, right, is because myself, going through the whole justice system and facing a jury and then being found guilty and sent to prison or sent to jail for something so minor. When I sat in there, I was like, this is not helping society at all. Like, how are you helping society by putting me in here? Because I was doing community service and stuff like that. I was doing like neighborhood watch stuff, I was doing all that stuff. I would have served better purpose being out there than, being in jail.
I agree.
It did, and on top of that, this sentence was so short, it didn't really reform anything.
Yeah, if anything, it might have made you more bitter.
Yeah, it made me more bitter.
Like the system is broken.
It made me lose trust in the justice system and stuff like that. Especially when I didn't injure anybody, right? And then the person who did injure the person got off scot and got off free. You know what I mean? And didn't go to prison and stuff like that. But whatever the case, that's neither here and there. Because I don't wish prison upon anybody anyway. It's just some people deserve to be in prison, right? And Daniel Penny is not one of those people that deserve to be in prison.
No, yes, I agree with you on that.
Right?
He don't deserve to be in prison, but he also doesn't deserve to get away scot-free.
Right.
Now,
there should become some kind of repercussion.
Let's flip it around.
Yeah.
What if he wasn't white? What if he was black?
What if he was if he was
What if
black?
he was black and the dude that was smoked out was white?
I think he would have got off. I don't think he would have even been charged.
Okay, let's take it a step further. Let's just say it was an Asian dude.
Oh, he would have been fucked.
An Asian dude choking out a white man on the train, or Asian,
or black guy,
or black guy. Yo,
he would have been fucked.
Yeah.
He would have been fucked straight off the bat.
Yeah.
There would have been no press conferences.
There would have been press conference talking about what a racist Chinese bastard he was, and every little thing he ever did.
Right.
They
But
I'm
saying is there would have been no rallies to support him or anything like that. There would have been no GoFundMe's to pay for his lawyers and stuff like that.
But whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
I would think that's our fault.
Yes. I mean, this generation is a little bit better. My parents' generation, horrible. Oh, yeah, horrible.
Absolutely.
They could see a murder and dig their head under the sand and not say anything or get involved. Right. Our generation,
because we're Americanized.
But we still had the trickle-down effect from our parents.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So now it's a little bit better. Now you see more Asians running for politics. You see more Asians involved. Right. And you know what? The main thing is people don't care about us as Asians because 90% of y'all don't vote. That makes a big difference. Yeah. And y'all don't do the census thing. Y'all gotta sign up when they send the consensus thing. That's how they determine how much money gets allocated to your neighborhood, to your school systems. And that's why they say check off what you are. If you Asian, check off Asian. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because then now they know your voice matters. Right now, if we don't vote, we can't move that political needle. Why should they care for us? We don't even have a Reverend Al Sharpton.
No, you're right. Like, I've been saying that since 2020 when I ran for state assembly.
Then where's our Reverend Al Sharpton when something happens?
We need one. We need one.
We do.
We need an advocate, a advocate to be out there.
I can't pull off the hair though. No, that.
But we need something like that. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about was Daniel Penny, right? Mm-hmm. Also, I wanted to ask you, if somebody like Daniel Penny ended up being sent to prison, real upstate jail, mm-hmm. real prison, like did real time, right? because for homicide and for manslaughter, it's over a year, so you're getting sent upstate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
You're definitely going upstate.
Right. So now, I personally feel like the COs would have took care of him. You know.
It depends, because being that it's a highly publicized case,
9 times out of 10, that when he goes through reception, they're gonna try to put him in PC.
Right.
now in PC,
You could sign out of PC. PC is not mandatory.
you can sign out of PC.
Right.
Then they'll start
The second phase, which is IPC,
involuntary protective custody.
Right.
That means they're forcing you into protective custody.
Yeah.
and you
that's
cannot
what,
sign
that's
out
what
of that.
That's what they kind of did to me. They made me sign a voluntary thing.
Yeah, and the correct terminology is administrative segregation, admin seg.
Okay.
That's what it is. You get admin seg if you pose a threat to the prison, if you think they think you're trying to escape, or if you're a gang leader. These are all people that they put in admin seg.
Okay.
He would be put in admin
Seg because it's a high profile case. Like the Long Island Railroad, Ferguson, Colin Ferguson. I was there when he came through. He never touched population. To this day, he hasn't been in population. He's still admin seg since he first came up, but he don't want to sign out of it. He don't want to fight it.
because every 90 days or 120
days, you get an admin seg hearing. You get to plead your case why
you should go back to general
population, or you should go to general population. So it's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not mandatory that you gotta be stuck in there. You have hearings eventually,
and you know,
some people's cases are so severe that they might never let them out. But I've been around like David Berkowitz, high profile Zodiac killer from the 70s.
Okay.
Ronnie DeFeo, the Amityville horror killer. Mark Chapman, the guy that killed John Lennon. None of these guys are in admin seg. None of these guys are in PC. They was in population. They was walking around.
And how did the other inmates react to them?
Well, they was all old timers. By the time I met those guys, they was all old timers. They had like 15
in,
20 years in.
So I don't know how it was like for them when they first came through. But I know if Penny would have went up north and he would have fought the administrative segregation, fought the PC, and got out. If he lands in the jail with some like tough white dudes that holds it down,
Right.
and he hangs out with them,
Right.
he could be good.
So that's all true. Like in the movies, like they have like the Aryan Nation and stuff like that. Are they like the white crowd in prison? Are the tough white crowd in prison? Are they like racist like that? Like
no, they're not. There's no more really white cliques like that in prison no more.
Okay.
Because the generation of the young kids coming through that are white, they grew up in the hip hop era. So they when they come to prison, they join like the Bloods, the Crips, the whatever.
Fix your mic, man. It's annoying the shit out of me.
Whatever the thing it is. But before, in the 90s and 2000s, like the white dudes, they used to really stick tight together. Not so much now.
Okay,
So I don't know about Penny.
So you think it would have been a good thing
It would have been a good thing for what?
for him? Like he would have been okay.
Again, it depends. I mean, he could land in a jail where the jail is ran by, I'm gonna just say, a blood from Brooklyn, and he's black. The dude is black. He's gonna look for a reason to fuck with him. Like
Why? Just because he's white?
Yeah.
Okay. So the whole racist thing is
racism is
still big.
alive and well in prison.
Okay.
Like you want to talk about segregation? You go to the yard, you got black people over here, Puerto Ricans over here, Dominicans over here, Mexicans over there.
Where did Asians hang out?
Africans over here. There's like 3 Asians in the whole jail, if that. You know, when I was in 5 Points, I was the only Asian dude there. When I was in Elmira, there was like one more Asian dude there, and he was like half Laos and half black. You know,
So in prison, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that there's not that many Asians in prison, right? Now the thing is,
I was in the max.
So all right, so where will you have to click? You have to click up, right?
You don't have to.
So the Asian, so you for instance, when you were in prison, right? Did you hang out? Did you like separate yourself from a certain race, or did
No.
you just like mingle with everybody?
I mingled with everybody.
And they were okay with that. They were okay with you being cool with the white folks, and then the black folks were cool with you being cool with the white folks, and white folks were cool with you being with the black folks. They're not like, oh, if you fuck with us, you can't fuck with them.
No.
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 Okay.
Not even like that. I think with Asians, it's like it's a double-edged sword. We get exemptions that we don't have to stick to a certain race, but we also have to get twice as busy to get the same respect as everybody else.
So it's just like out here in real life.
Yeah, basically.
Whereas like
We're the model
black-
minority everywhere.
yeah,
everywhere in America.
the blacks don't really, the black and brown community don't really back us because they feel we're white adjacent. And then the white folks don't really back us because they feel we're a minority, we're colored, we're not white.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then we will have to work extra hard to get what we want.
More or less.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah, well, you know,
That sucks, bro.
God in his infinite knowledge knew what he was doing. He balances everything out.
That kind of sucks.
You
That
know.
sucks. All right, so that was that, right? The Daniel Penny thing. But you're saying K2 is actually big in jail,
Yeah.
and you could get it in jail.
It's a little bit harder now, but before,
So what kind of drugs were big in jail?
the biggest drugs, probably, I mean, dope and deuce.
What the fuck is dope and what the fuck is deuce?
K2.
K2. Oh, okay.
Deuce, Tucci. That's what they call it. No.
Damn.
Synthetic marijuana. That's what the system calls it.
Yeah, I like my shit natural.
Then I mean, I don't know what it is, but I know that it's never the same formula. That's why they have no test for it.
What?
like you know,
It's not consistent.
like if you
Uh-huh.
smoke weed, the drug test will target the THC level in your body.
Right.
If you sniff dope, the drug test is going to target the opiate in your body, right? With deuce, it doesn't know what to target because it's different chemicals every time. Like it's some really crazy shit. But people smoke it because it's an escape from reality.
Yeah.
It feels like you've been high for hours when it's only been like minutes.
Then actually a question, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, as part of a therapy session or something, let's say you're locked up in prison, and you're stressed out, so you're wilding out all the time. Your attitude's all fucked up, and they're like, you know what? Go see med, right? Go see medical, and medical examine you, whatever, like psychiatrists will examine you, whatever, and stuff like that. And then they'll physically examine you, and they're like, all right, you know what? We could give this guy some drugs, to escape from reality and relax. Let's say like a ketamine program or something like that.
Oh, no ketamine program. They have shit like that.
No, I'm just saying, let's just say they come to your cell. They're like, all right, we're going to put you in this block. On this block, everybody's like, the cells are set up where it's like safe, whatever, right? And they come in and they give you like a ketamine dose, and they just let you fucking high out, like fucking take a trip in this.
No.
I know there's no program like
No,
this.
they're very
But-
against that because even when they started the methadone program,
Methadone program.
yeah, up north, like the people that was in the methadone program, they was all in one block. It was in Elmira, and they was in I think E block.
Well, that's to weed people off, right?
Listen to me. People get high off of methadone
Right, of course.
because it's synthetic dope,
Right.
Right. So dope makes people nod and dopey, right? That's why I call it dope, I guess. In the methadone program, they all locked in one block, right? In E block. E block only has 13 cells on a gallery and 8 galleries. So it's a small block. The police in that block, every 15 minutes, does a round. And if you're dozing off or nodding out in your cell when you're in the methadone program, they're waking you up. Yo, get up. You're not allowed to sleep. You're not allowed to lay down because they don't want you to enjoy it.
Why not?
Put yourself in their shoes, right? You pay taxes and stuff like that. In your mind, you're like, yo, my tax money is going to all these prisoners. Now my tax money is going to them to get high? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm putting myself in their mindset.
I see.
So,
I see. It.
No,
whereas like it's prison, you're not supposed to be enjoying it.
Every other block, the police might make a round, 1 round every 8 hours, 2 rounds every 8 hours, if that.
Right.
That block every 15 minutes, and they make sure they put all the hard asses COs, all the Rambo gung ho COs in that block because every 15 minutes they're on that round, and if they see you nodding out or leaning back in your bed, yo, get up, sit up or stand up. I mean, you don't want that.
So all those years that you've been in prison, you think?
Oh wait,
that
program you're talking about, that ketamine program, they have, if you go in there and you play MO, that's meant, we call it playing MO, like mentally observed. They used to have MO units, that's for like supposedly crazy people. You go there and you say you want to kill yourself and you see things or whatever, they'll put you on meds. They'll put you on some shit that have you looking like a zombie. Thorazine, what's the other one? It was not Thorazine, but Klonopins, like all these psych meds that's designed to like slow you down. You don't want that. I know dudes that they never came back the same. They never came back the same after getting off that meds.
When I first went into jail, it's different in jail, obviously, right? In county jail, they put me on suicide watch, right? Because when I first went in, I was overwhelmed with shit, right? So at Rikers, it was a 1-on-1 where they sat outside the cell. They didn't take away any of my shit, stuff like that. But they sat outside the cell and they just,